Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today, I decided that I wanted to do a drugstore tutorial, but I was kind of thinking, what should I do? Like, what vibe should I go for? And then I thought, you know what? I haven't done a really matte makeup look in a while, especially drugstore edition. So for those of you who are my oily skin sisters, because your girl has oily skin too, I'm telling you this makeup look is going to last. Super matte. I used a matte foundation, matte setting powder, but I made it super glam. So I wanted to make sure, like for me, my idea of really glam, it used to be like sparkle eyeshadow or like sparkle liner, really thick lashes. Like that used to be my idea of glam. But nowadays, my idea of glam is a really chiseled face. Because I just find when you have like intense contour and intense under eye, your whole face looks snatched. I wanted to do a really snatched glam matte makeup look for my oily skin girls. Now, you could do this exact makeup look if you don't have oily skin and you have dry skin. Don't worry, I got you girls. You could do this exact same makeup look and just replace the primer and the foundation to your preferred one. So you don't have to feel left out or anything. But I haven't done a matte makeup look in a while, so I really wanted to. I'm loving this look. I decided to do like a little smoky line. Honestly, when it comes to makeup lately, I've really been loving like less is, I shouldn't say less is more because I am cake to the gods right now. But I've been loving like simplicity, you know, like no overdone liner or thick lashes. I've been loving like the simple look, but I love how this is simple but still like super glam. I mean, again, I'm gonna say it one more time, your girl looks snatched. So if you want to look snatched too and you want to see how I got this super glam, super matte makeup look, then make sure to keep on watching. Now we're gonna get started with the makeup. So I do want to do a super matte look, but I'm going to be using really matte foundation and powder. So just for my skin type, I'm kind of combination / oily. I say that because my skin goes back and forth. Sometimes I'm a little bit dry, but for the most time I am pretty oily. But for me, if I do like matte primer, matte foundation, a ton of powder, it can be too much sometimes. Plus, like I just like the way foundation blends out. When I use a primer that's a little bit more moisturizing, like I feel like foundation blends better, it looks better, and then I can mattify with powders and the foundation formula and everything like that. So just for me personally, I'm gonna be doing like a combo. For the T-zone, I'm definitely gonna be doing a pore filling primer because it is more mattifying and it's gonna really fill my pores. But like I said, I do like a really moisturizing primer because it lays the foundation really nicely. So I am gonna be using this dewy primer even though we're doing a matte look, but you know, whatever. Anyways, it's really lotiony, but it also has a little bit of lumosity to it, which is really nice because honestly, when it comes to doing a matte makeup look, I don't want to say there's a right way and a wrong way. I guess according to the way I like to do it is you can do matte and it just looks so dead and cakey, and then you can do matte and it just looks so glam and flawless, and that's just how I really like to do it. So I'm putting on this really dewy moisturizing primer first because that bit of lumosity that it has is gonna make the matte look really natural and pretty, and it's not gonna look dead or cakey. Next, I am taking the NYX pore filler and I'm just gonna really put that on my T-zone and this area. So for foundation, I'm really debating on using my ultimate favorite. This is the Wet n Wild. This is like my baby. I cannot live without this. But I also really love the Maybelline Superstay. It's such a nice foundation. This is in the shade 310. This is in Desert Beige. I think I'm gonna use my baby. Now the only reason why I'm gonna use like I said, I really love the Maybelline Superstay, but the only reason why I'm gonna stick with this one today is because this is like Facetune / Photoshop in a bottle. You're like walking around in a Snapchat filter with this foundation. So good. And there's absolutely no flashback with this foundation as well. This foundation also has a really nice soft matte finish. It's not too drying, but it definitely dries down and it lasts really good on my skin. I definitely can rely on this foundation to not break up or get super oily, especially if I set it. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but you can see just how good this foundation looks on the skin. So good. Okay, so for concealer, you guys know I'm obsessed with this. I also brought out this one because I didn't know which one I would use. This one is so good. I think I'm gonna use this. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal. This is 100% my favorite drugstore concealer for a glam look. I do hate the applicator, but just the formula of this is absolutely incredible. It's very full coverage. I wouldn't say it's as full coverage as my Tarte Shape Tape, like maybe not that full coverage, but it really gives such great coverage. And it has a very nice soft matte finish. It's not overly dewy, but it also doesn't look dry or cakey or anything like that. And this concealer is in the shade Light, which you can see is definitely really brightening, like it's super light. I'm gonna kind of let that sit there as well and not fully blend it out. That's a trick I like to do whenever I want my makeup to be a little bit extra glam. I don't mind my concealer to be, you know, a little crazy, a little more full coverage. So I will kind of like blend it out halfway and let it like sit there. Then I'll switch over to a different sponge and I'll just blend out those edges. That way I'm not blending away too much of the product where I need it to cover. Because a lot of the times we want those lines to go away, so we keep blending, we keep blending, we keep blending, but you kind of end up blending away a lot of this product. And this is the product you kind of want to stay because it's gonna cover up those dark circles and it's gonna look more brightening, more full coverage, and more glam. So I'm just doing the side of the nose. So that's a little trick I like to do. Anytime I want a little extra glam, just don't blend your concealer out all the way and only blend the perimeters. And as you can see, there's a lot of coverage still there. And you can even pat on what's left over right on there. And I am gonna take this concealer, whatever's left over, and put that on my eyes right now too. For powder, I'm actually gonna try a new one. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping and praying. I should have done some research and like looked it up on YouTube, but I'm hoping and praying that this does not have flashback. Lord Jesus, do not have flashback, please. So this is in the shade Light, and I figured this is gonna be nice to set that under eye and really powder down this center area. So I'm gonna take my little powder puff from Beauty Blender, and I'm gonna like I have mustard underneath my eyes, so I don't like that. So all I'm gonna do is take this little Morphe brush. This is the Morphe E27. It's actually an eyeshadow brush, but I love it for this. And I will just put that powder right here, where you get the darkest. And that's all you have to do. That little extra step just really brightened it up a little bit more. You can even put it right there. If you have a lot of darkness in this area, that's it. It's gonna look so good. I'm gonna use first this Wet n Wild contour stick. You know I love this. This is the Oaks on You. I'm gonna use this as like a cream bronzer, but to contour my face, I do a lot of the times, if you wanna stick with Wet n Wild because it's easy to have the same brand, I do love Where's Walnut for contouring, but today I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna use this, which I really like the formula of this. This is the Makeup Revolution foundation, and this is actually the shade F14. I'm gonna use this to contour today. So this brush, a lot of you know I'm obsessed with this. This is the e.l.f. 103. What I'm gonna do is focus the product along the bottom. Keep it high up because when you blend, naturally the product is gonna fall a little bit. I'm gonna add blush. I'm obsessed with these Wet n Wild blushes. If you can tell, I'm a huge fan of Wet n Wild. I think they're like one of my top favorite drugstore brands. So this is the Color Icon blush. This one is in the shade Mellow Wine. It's really pretty. And then we also have Apricot in the middle. It's a very beautiful nude shade. I feel like mixing them today because I can't decide which one to choose. So I think I'm going to mix them. Looks really good. I actually liked this brow pencil. I feel like it was easy to work with. Okay, so I finished off the rest of my brows off camera. I just finished off with some clear, transparent L'Oreal brow gel, and then that's pretty much it. So for the eyes today, I'm actually gonna play with the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Neutrals palette. Now I know this is technically not drugstore because you can't purchase it at the drugstore, but like really, like who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's like hella affordable. So we're just gonna use this because I really want to. I could use a drugstore palette, but I've used them in so many tutorials before. Like there's a lot of amazing drugstore palettes that I love. You can check out a couple of my other drugstore tutorials and I use a bunch of them, but I didn't want to use those same palettes again. Like I'm kind of bored. I want to try something new, you know? So I'm really looking forward to trying this. This is the Ultimate Neutrals palette. I'm going to be using all of the mattes because again, we're going to keep up with the matte theme today. And I'm honestly just going to do a really classic. You guys know me, I'm not going to do anything crazy or different. I have my moments sometimes when I do get really inspired to do something kind of different, and then I film it when I do. But other than that, I follow my heart, okay? And today I really want to do just a simple, kind of like smoky eye, but I think I'm going to do like a winged out brown liner or something like that. Like super Harush. And I'm only going to press this along that line in a very like line motion, and this is just that darker cool shade. I'm going to take the darker, cooler shades and just shade in underneath the lower lash as well. And even bring it all the way in the inner. So that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow. The last thing I am going to do is pop on some mascara, and I'm also going to use the Kiss number 11 lashes. Those are my ultimate favorite lashes, and they happen to be from the drugstore. Okay, so I just put on my lashes, the Kiss number 11. Now we're going to move on to the lips. So for the lips, I have a couple different lip products that I really love. I think I'm leaning towards using this, but I also have the Stay Matte from Rimmel. These are so good, like my ultimate faves. I'm gonna use 2 lip liners today. You guys know my ultimate favorite lip liner is the NYX Natural, but I feel like I use that all the time, so I kind of wanted to try something else today. I've heard a lot of people love the NYX Nude Beige lip liner, so I think this is Nude Beige and then this is Nutmeg. I've tried Nutmeg before. I probably tried both of them before, but I just don't remember. But I definitely remember trying Nutmeg before. It's a really nice, like, darker lip line. I think I'm gonna use the Nude Beige, and then I might dabble into Nutmeg. Okay, so this is nice, but I still prefer the color Natural. It's a little bit slightly warmer. This is like slightly cooler, but it is pretty. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of the shade Nutmeg, just a little bit to like darken it up a little. What I'm gonna do is use the NYX Matte Finish setting spray, if it's gonna focus there. Okay, you guys, so that is pretty much it. I am loving this look. I feel super glam, and I honestly don't feel like I've done a really matte makeup look in a while. So I definitely love how matte this look looks. Try to say that fast. I really love the eyes and how it has a really subtle but smoky kind of line. I feel like this look is simple but still really glam. That's kind of been like my vibe lately. I haven't really been liking the overly done makeup or a lot of makeup on the eyes lately, so I just love this subtle yet really glam super matte look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up, and of course I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.